Hey, what's up, GW? Coming to you live. Got a lot of stuff to talk about today, but I just want to say, I'm sorry that I haven't dropped any new videos lately. I've been dealing with the same things you guys have been dealing with, with the COVID-19 crap, the masks, the, limited people in the store, the whole 9 yards, and now Butler County's not going to be even bumped up to the yellow. So that kind of puts us in a little bit of a quandary. However, in the middle of all this mess, I've been watching a ton of movies, and there's a lot of stuff I want to talk about, or just let you guys know, rather. First thing is I read that during this quarantine period, Kevin Smith has actually wrote a sequel to Mallrats. However, being that as every major studio is shut down right now, doesn't know when filming's going to begin. But it's going to be called Mallrats 2, Temple of the Mallrats. That's the working title. You could go to View Askew, check that out. Also on Kevin Smith, news. If you have a Nintendo Switch or a PC, you can download Jay and Silent Bob's Mall Brawl, a classic 8-bit beat 'em up that I just read about today. So be sure to look into that. All right, so here we go. Been watching a lot of movies, over this period. One of them that I watched that was pretty cool was an older film called Bone Tomahawk. It stars Kurt Russell, and it's about cannibalistic savage Indians that kidnap a a wife of one of the local sheriffs. Kurt Russell heads up, a what do you call it, a posse to go get them. And the film is a slow burn movie until the very end, and there is a ton of blood, and it is a rough, gory, conclusion to the movie. And it's pretty cool. It is very cool. So check out Bone Tomahawk. If you like the director of Bone Tomahawk, also check out the Vince Vaughn vehicle, Brawl in Cell Block 99. It's pretty cool. It stars Vince Vaughn and Don Johnson. It's a classic little grindhouse B movie. Definitely give it a whirl. Came out a few years ago. If you guys haven't seen it, definitely look that up. I did watch the new Star Wars film, and I know that last time I did a Star Wars review, I was very, very serious in what I said. I did not like The Last Jedi. I am not going to lie. I hated that film. There were so many plot holes. There were so many things that didn't make sense. And like I said, in that review, the Disney company seemed like they didn't know what to do with that film. It seems like they wrote a script and went, okay, let's go this way, let's go this way. Wait, let's not go this way. Let's tease the audience. Let's give them the biggest letdown of their life by trying to bring Luke Skywalker back. And then at the end of the film, you find it's a hologram. And I had many criticisms about that film. I am glad to say that the new Star Wars film, The Rise of Skywalker, is not, and I mean not, even close to the dismal failure that The Last Jedi was. The Rise of Skywalker actually is a very cool movie in the fact that it does tie everything up, and it offers a lot of eye candy and references in the second act to die-hard Star Wars purists. And I totally dug it because it seemed like a less silly script. It seemed like a more serious script than what Disney threw together in The Last Jedi. And it really, to me, was a very high-level caliber movie as opposed to The Last Jedi. And actually, there was one comment, and I heard somebody talk about this a while ago, that in The Last Jedi, somebody went to see it for just the Ewoks. Question mark. However, I am glad to say that even in the last final credits of The Rise of Skywalker, there is Ewoks. And it actually, like I said, and the other cool thing about The Rise of Skywalker is you get to see Harrison Ford's character, Han Solo, once again. And like I said, it seemed like a throwback to tributes to the old movies. You have, without giving too much of the plot away, which I won't, I'm going to give you just some stuff. They show Luke's old X-Wing. You get to see Han Solo. You get to see Luke Skywalker. And he's not a jerk in this movie, which is great. There's references to the older movies. And of course, the film will be remembered for Carrie Fisher's computerized final appearance. So I'm happy to say that Disney actually did a very cool job with the Rise of Skywalker. So definitely give that a whirl, and I'm glad to see that they're actually doing the franchise, right. Now, where they go from here, I don't know. A reported Lando Calrissian movie is in the works, which right now Disney is probably going to be milking every dollar they got off of this thing, because you can actually now ride it out and do separate stories just like you did with the Marvel Universe. That being said, I don't want to dwell too much into it, and I did see another cool flick. It's called Underwater. It stars Kristen Stewart, and it came out earlier this year. It's about a group of people that are drilling way below sea level, and their drilling facility has a major accident. Now they have to get to the top of the ocean floor to be safe, and let's just say things don't go as planned because they run into a monster. Now, underwater monsters have been something that I really, really love. Even when I was a kid, I went back and I loved the Creature from the Black Lagoon. That's how I learned to swim. I emulated the swimming pattern of the Creature from the Black Lagoon, if you will. But I've always been fascinated by water monsters. In water monster movies, Jaws, Tentacles, Piranha, humanoids from the deep, etc., etc. Underwater is probably one of the best, claustrophobic, terror-filled, but fun-filled rides. It reminds you of a Resident Evil video game if it was underwater. Without giving too much away, it was very cool and a very fun movie to watch. So if you haven't seen it, check out the Kristen Stewart the Kristen Stewart movie, Underwater. Very cool film. Very cool film. What else do I got to talk about? Talk about some other stuff here. I just watched the new Grudge movie. The only gripe about this movie that I have, it's a well-done horror film. Sam Raimi has done an awesome job with that. But the only thing I don't get is the timelines keep jumping around. You have to really pay attention. And at 4 a.m. in the morning, it deserves a second watch. That being that. Another film I did check out was Bad Boys 3. Now, some people will dismiss it. I've seen comments on it saying that it wasn't the Bad Boys they wanted, but they'll take it. I know years ago, Martin Lawrence has joked around that, they better make, I think it was on his HBO special, Run Tell That, which he said, they better make Bad Boys 3. We're going to mess around and be the Sad Boys. And to tell you the truth, even though some critics had bashed the movie, I thought it was very well done, and they did leave a door open for number 4. And Bad Boys 3 is another one that you could pop in, and it's a fun ride, especially if you're fans of like the first two. This one, the main idea of the story is that someone is trying to kill Will Smith's character, Mike Lowry. And we're going to jump back and, figure out who's trying to do this. I was very surprised. You can buy that on Amazon Digital right now, or you could go pick up the 4K cut, whatever you want to do. But that was pretty cool. Let's see. What else do I want to talk about? If you haven't seen Shudder's Cursed Film series, you should check that out. There is a lot to that, especially the Twilight Zone episode. You guys should check that out. The Crow episode's pretty cool, but I think on my YouTube page, or my YouTube watch list, I've added something about that at some point. And then I've just been watching a lot of movies in general. And you guys may have noticed on my watch list too, I put a lot of Wolf of Wall Street stuff in there. I was going back through my Martin Scorsese collection, and it occurred to me that aside from Mean Streets, Goodfellas, and Casino, my favorite movie is Wolf of Wall Street. And if you guys haven't seen that movie, or if you have seen that movie, read the book. Read the Jordan Belfort book. And if you're really interested in him, he has a YouTube show called The Wolf's Den. You guys can look that up. Definitely give it a whirl. And Jordan's a smart guy. So, not a role model, but a smart guy. So there's that. What else am I going to talk about? Can't even remember, guys. It's been a whirlwind of a week. And I just wanted to come here and just give you a couple updates and apologize for not being on YouTube as much as I should have. Because I know a lot of people with this quarantine are checking out my stuff. People that probably would have never checked it out, but I appreciate it. But yeah, if you're in the mood and you love movies and you love, horror and gritty stuff, check out, like I said, Bone Tomahawk. Check that one out. Check out Bad Boys 3, definitely the action film of the year. It's probably third on my list of favorite action films. Definitely check out, like I said, The Grudge. Star Wars if you haven't seen that. Let's see, what else? Yeah, and like I said, definitely check out Shudder's Cursed Films. And again, I just want to thank everybody for checking out my stuff. Also, there was a movie that looked really good. It was called The Hunt, and it's coming to DVD, I believe, in June or July. Looks very cool. Another cool thriller movie that looks pretty decent is called Fantasy Island, and it's done by the same people that did The Grudge. And basically, the characters are, they go to an island and anything they want comes true, but it's a morbidly sort of macabre, way in which their dreams and fantasies come true. Definitely look that one up. But, yeah, so nothing else on the horror front. There's supposed to be a movie coming out that I was really looking forward to because I'm into all the underground horror and the really graphic horror. It's called The Profane Exhibit. And as you guys might know, if you've seen enough of my stuff that I, popped Ryan Nicholson, I really give him all kinds of credit. He did a short story in this film before he passed away called The Good Wife. It's a 15 or 20 minute, horror story about a guy that goes out and serial kills and hides it from his wife, and then his wife actually ends up joining in at the very end. But I have a copy of that, thanks to Ryan. And hopefully that film gets released. You guys should keep checking up Amazon. And I think Unearthed Films is going to put that out. So keep an eye out for that if you really like really hardcore horror. It was supposed to be one of the biggest horror films ever made because it had all these different directors, doing all these short stories. Well, budgets, scheduling, everything kind of fell apart from this movie and it just kind of disintegrated. But now it's actually being put together, like I said, by Unearthed Video. And if you guys love horror, you guys should check that out. Other than that, like I said, just watching a ton of TV, trying to survive. And I'm dealing with this the same way you guys are. And I got to tell you something, I'm okay with it. But the thing that really sucks for me, and I don't know about all you guys, is that where I work, first of all, I miss everybody I used to talk to because they're not there. And it's understandably why, And the second thing is that, I can't even take my wife out to dinner. I can't take her to breakfast. I can go through the drive-thru, but you miss that sitting at the table deal. And I got to tell you, there's only so many times you can eat Taco Bell in the car and not try to make a mess of yourself, especially when you're going to Walmart. But it sucks, and I hope that we get back on track here pretty quick. And that there. So, and if you guys do have Shudder, the only gripe that I will tell you is that if you watch The Last Drive-In with Joe Bob Briggs, which I religiously do because I love the dude, is that they don't put it on demand as fast as they should, Any other forum, that I have digitally, as soon as it's on, it goes right to the video on demand stuff. So, But yeah, I just wanted to, like I said, more or less give you guys a quick update and let you know I'm still kicking. And I wanted to thank everybody who's new to my channel. I'm going to try giving you, the best movie advice, this and that and the other thing. And, I'm usually not wrong, and nobody has called me out on any facts yet, so I must be doing pretty well. But yeah, I'm going to keep rocking. And I just, like I said, wanted to apologize for the delay in the videos. And, I just wanted to say, I hope everybody's being cool out there. Especially all the people that are subscribed to my channel as well as everybody else. I told my wife the other day, I said, look, we're going to get through this. We just got to be cool. You know what I mean? We got to just run it down and we'll be all right. So the more I watch, the more I'll tell you guys. How about that? All right, on that note, look forward to more videos. GW, out.